Hello there fam, it's your boy Investor Black and I'm coming back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to install WordPress on any web host, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that in 3 easy methods. Okay, so what are the 3 methods? The first method is called the Softaculous method. The second method is called the file manager method, and the third method is called the FTP method. Whatever web host you're using, one of these 3 methods will certainly work out for you, and I'm going to be showing you step by step how to use each of these 3 methods. I'm going to be starting with the Softaculous method, then I'll move on to the file manager method, then finally the FTP method. So I'm going to assume you've already gotten your hosting down. You've done that. If you don't know how to get your hosting, there's a video that is going to be popping up right now at the top right corner of your screen. Go watch that video and you're going to see how I explain how you can get your hosting, the 5 top hosting platforms you can actually use to get your hosting. So once you've gotten your hosting, you've gotten your domain name as well. The next thing you need to do is to log in to your hosting dashboard. Okay, once you log into your hosting dashboard, you need to go to your control panel. Okay, this is what the control panel looks like in one of the hosting that I host some of my websites. As you can see, this is a hosting done by Namecheap, as you can see right here. Okay, and this is their control panel. This is what their control panel looks like. Okay, so basically what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be looking for the tool called Softaculous Apps Installer, as you can see right here. Once you see that app, click on it and it's going to take you to the Softaculous App Installer's dashboard. What you need to do after you open this page is to go to the left corner of the screen and you're going to see a search bar. I want you to type in WordPress in that search bar. So I'm going to do WordPress, and as you can see, WordPress has shown up. Click on WordPress, then it's going to take you to a new page where you're going to see WordPress. What you're going to do next is to click on this button that says install now. Once you click on install now, it's going to take you to another page where you're going to actually put in your domain name. Okay, so my domain name is sandbox.investorblack.com. Once you've added your domain name that is attached to your hosting, the next thing you need to do is to scroll down to this place that says site name and put in your site name. So I'm going to call this site Sandbox. Okay, you can put in whatever you want. At this point, this doesn't really matter. Okay, the description doesn't really matter as well, because you don't know what to do yet. So I'm going to just leave it as it is just to save time. Okay, the next thing you need to do is to scroll down and make sure that everything is in place. So basically at the right side, you're going to see where it says admin account. I want you to put in your admin username here and your admin password here. So after putting in your password, you can change your admin email and some other things. So every other thing, I'm going to leave it the way they are. I just need to put in my username, my password, and this site name, and that is it. You can also choose the version of WordPress you want to install. I'm going to choose the latest, which is 6.11, 6.1.1. So I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to click on install. So once you click on install, it's going to automatically create a database for you. Okay, that is basically how to install your WordPress using Softaculous. Very simple and very short. And as you can see, congratulations, the software was installed successfully. If you look closely, you're gonna see 2 links. The first one is the main page, so I'm going to right click on it and open in a new tab. The second one is for my dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to right click on it and open in a new tab as well. So I'm going to go to the page, and as you can see, this is what my sandbox looks like. As you can see, then this is what the dashboard looks like. That's the back end of my WordPress site. This is what it looks like. So having done this, this is how you actually set up your WordPress site using the first method, which is the Softaculous method. Aside from the Softaculous method, sometimes some web hosts will not actually have this Softaculous option, so you need to go with the second option just in case your web host does not have this option. I personally prefer to use this file manager method because it gives me flexibility and I can use it to install any other thing. The downside of Softaculous is that whatever software that is not on Softaculous you can't install using Softaculous. It's only what Softaculous offers you that you can install, while the second method you can actually install whatever software you want to install on your web host. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you now how to actually install using the file manager method. So if I go back to my Softaculous page, I'm going to go and click on this button that says go to control panel. So I'm going back to my control panel just to show you that's where we were before we entered the Softaculous. So we are back at this page. Now we are using the file manager method. So you're going to look for your file manager. So as you can see right here, this is my own file manager. In your own hosting, it could look different, but it's always renamed file manager. You can't miss it. The next thing you need to do is to click on file manager. It's going to take you to another page. Then you're going to see a lot of folders. Now I want you to look for the folder that says www or public.html. Okay, public.html, and this is it right here, public_html. In some web hosts it is called www, while in others it is called public_html. So whatever one it is in your web host, you can pick it. In some other web hosts, what you're going to see is a folder with the name of your domain. So if your domain is, for example, is sandbox.investorblack.com, you're going to see the folder. So I can actually use this if I want to use my main domain, but I have multiple domains, as you can see right here. So I'm going to be clicking on my sandbox.investorblack.com, which is where I want to install my WordPress. Okay, as you can see, we don't have much here. We just have some default files here, which I can actually go ahead and delete because I'm not going to be needing them for anything. So I'm going to delete these ones. Okay, skip, confirm. So it's better to start with an empty folder. The next thing you need to do is to download WordPress. To download WordPress is very easy. Just open a new tab on your browser, then search for WordPress latest download. Hit enter. Then you're gonna see download WordPress right here. So I'm gonna click on download WordPress, and it's gonna take me to the WordPress download page. And as you can see, the latest version is 6.1.1 as well. So I'm gonna click download WordPress. So once you click on download WordPress, it's going to start downloading. As you can see right here at the bottom of my screen, I am downloading, so it's going to take a while to download. So I'm going to pause this video. Once it's downloaded, then I'm going to continue. Okay guys, so my WordPress have installed successfully. So the next thing you need to do is to head over to your file manager, click on this place that says upload. So I'm going to click on upload, and it's going to take me to another page. Click on select file, then it's going to take you to your file manager. Go to downloads, then choose the WordPress that you just installed, then click on open. Then it's going to start uploading the WordPress zipped file to your host. So I'm going to pause this video till it loads up. Okay, so after you must have finished uploading, click on go back to home. Then it's going to take you back to your file manager, and you're going to do one thing, which is to actually extract it. So I'm going to right click on this, click on extract, then I'm going to click extract files. Okay, so I'm going to close this, and as you can see, it is extracted. I'm going to delete this folder, that's the one that's the zip, not the main folder itself. So I'm going to open the extracted folder now. You're going to see a bunch of files right here. So what I want to do is I want to select all. So to select all, just click on select all, then right click on move, then delete WordPress. Make sure that what you have is just your website, then click on move files. Then everything's gonna move one level upward. So I'm gonna go up one level, then you're gonna see everything right here. So I'm gonna delete the first folder, which is WordPress. Okay, now as you can see, I've successfully installed this. That's one thing you have to do. After that, the next you need to do is to set up a database for your website. Okay, you know, with Softaculous, you don't need to set up a database. One will be created for you automatically. But with this manual method, you need to set up a database. And to do that, you go back to your control panel. So I'm going to go back to my control panel. Go back to your control panel, search for databases. So I'm going to click my SQL databases, as you can see right here. So once you click on my SQL databases, it's going to take you to another page where you're going to be able to see some of your existing database, and you can also create a new database for your project. Okay, so what you need to do next is to click on under this place that says create new database, put in a name for your database, and I'm going to call this sandbox. Okay, I'm going to click on create database. So once you click on create database, as you can see, added the database _sandbox. So I'm going to go back. So I have successfully created my database, but creating the database is not enough. You need to also create a user for your database. So I'm going to go and click on create user. Okay, so to create a user, scroll down and click on add user. So I'm going to add a user. I'm going to say sandbox as well. Sandbox. Now it's not, you don't have to create a user over and over. If you have multiple projects, you can actually use one user for multiple projects, but for the purpose of showing you how to create a user, I'm going to create a user right now. Then I'm going to just put in a random password. I'm going to repeat the same password. Okay, then I'm going to click on create user. So after you must have created your user and your database, you need to grant that user access to the database you created so that you can actually use the user alongside the database. So I'm going to scroll down. Okay, then I'm going to click under this place that says add user to database. As you can see, add user to database. I'm going to choose sandbox. As you can see, sandbox. Then I'm going to choose sandbox as well. So I'm adding sandbox to sandbox. I'm going to click add. So once you add your user to database, you need to grant permission to the user. You can actually select some permission, but what I want you to do is click on all privileges to allow all permission to the new user you just created and the one you want to link to the database. Then I'm going to click on make changes. So once you click on it, as you can see at the top right corner, you see success. It means my database is created. Okay, so if you watch closely at the top, you're going to see database user and database. So this is your username and this is your database name. Okay, then the password is the one you created earlier. Okay, so you need to take note of the username, the database name, and the password. So I'm going to leave this page right now. Now once you've created both the database and the user and you've linked the user to the database, you need to now go to your domain, the domain you installed the WordPress initially. So I'm going to go to the domain. So I'm going to go to sandbox.investorblack.com. Then it's going to take me to the page and I'm going to see an installation prompt. So it's going to ask you for the language. I'm going to leave it as English United States. Click on continue. It's going to ask you for your database name, your database username, your database password, and your database host. Don't worry, it looks overwhelming, but it's very simple. So I'll click on let's go. Then my database name, I'm going to go to that page. So my database name is this one that says database. So I'm going to copy it. Now, so in some hosts, they don't write it here. You can see it from your control panel. I'm going to show you later how to check it, look for it from your control panel. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to put paste. Then my username, I think is the same thing, user, as you can see. So I'm going to paste it. My password is the password I created alongside the database. So I'm going to blur this. Then your local host, your database host should be localhost. In some cases where your host is a shared host, sometimes it won't be localhost. In that case, sometimes you have to actually ask your hosting company what you should put here, but in most cases, 99% of the time, localhost will do just fine. Then in prefix, just leave it like that and click on submit. So once you click on submit, you're going to get this prompt. Alright Sparky, you've made it through the part of installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database if you are ready. Time now to blah blah blah. So I'll just click on run the installation. So they will now ask you for your site title. Okay, so I'm going to call this sandbox. Okay, my username, I'm going to say sandbox as well. Then my password, I'm going to hide this. Then I'm going to put a random password. Okay, then my email, I'm going to put in my email or random email as well. Then search engine visibility, make sure not to check this if you don't want your site to be hidden. Click install WordPress and it's going to take you to the next page. You're going to see a success message that says success. Okay, so I'm going to click on login. Then it's going to take me to where I'll put in my username and my password. Remember, my username is sandbox. Okay, then my password is my hidden password. Then I'm going to click on login and voila. So as you can see, you've successfully installed your WordPress. So that's the second method, which is the second method we talked about, the file manager method. The final method is called the FTP method, okay, the FTP method. The FTP method is simple as well. So basically you're gonna do the same thing you did with the file manager method, just that this time around you're gonna be uploading using FTP protocol. So to do that, you need to install a software called FileZilla. So I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type FileZilla. So once you click on FileZilla, yeah, so this is FileZilla. It's a download software. As you can see, you can read up about FileZilla. So what you need to do basically is to click on the first website and click on download FileZilla. After downloading it, then you can move on to the next step. I already have it downloaded, so I won't bother downloading it. So once you download it, this is what you're going to be seeing. The next thing you need to do is to go to this place that says file, click on site manager, then click on new site. Okay, so I'm going to call this sandbox. Okay, I'm gonna call this sandbox. So you need to get your FileZilla login information. As you can see right here, they're asking for your host, they're asking for your port, they're asking for your username, and they're asking for your password. Okay, so the port is usually 21 on almost all the sites I've worked with. It's usually 21. You need to go and check for your host. To do that, you can see that, you can find that in the control panel as well. So I'm going to go back to my control panel, then I'm going to look for FTP. Okay, and as you can see, this is FTP right here. Click on FTP account, then you look for the FTP related to your domain name, then click on configure in front of it. Okay, so I'm going to click on configure FTP. I already have the FTP I want. I've actually written it down. So these are the FTP details, as you can see right here. So FTP username, I'm going to copy this, Ctrl C. I'm going to go back to my FileZilla, paste it in my username. I'm going to go FTP server, copy that, Ctrl C. Go back to my FileZilla, paste it in the host. FTP port is 21, like I said initially. So that's basically it. Then the password is usually the password that you have on your site. You can also change the password if you are having issues doing that. You can click on change password, as you can see right here. Yeah, so after you log in, you're going to see a folder that looks like this. So I'm going to double click on the folder, then it's going to open up. Then what you need to do then is to go and drag the WordPress you just downloaded. So I'm going to open the WordPress, show you folder, then I'm going to drag it into the FileZilla. So I'm going to drag it like this, and it's going to start downloading. So let's just give it some time to download. So if you look, you're going to see the progress bar at the bottom. As you can see, it's uploading to the web host. So I'm going to just give it some time to actually finish uploading. Yeah, so as you can see right here at the bottom, it says successful transfers. It has been transferred successfully into the folder sandbox.investorblog.com. So now the next thing you need to do is to go to your file manager as well. Okay, so go to file manager. So this is the file right here. So you do the same thing you did before. You extract, click on extract, then delete, then open it, select all, right click on it, click on move, delete WordPress. Just the same thing you did before, just that the only difference is that you uploaded using FTP protocol. So in other words, the next thing you need to do is click on delete WordPress as well. So instead of repeating the whole process, you know what I did after uploading. So this is basically how to upload WordPress to your hosting, any host at all. These three methods, which are Softaculous method, file manager method, and FTP method. So that's basically how to go about it, guys. Yeah, so after you must have uploaded it and done everything, you're going to have your site as well. So now that you've installed WordPress, you're going to be having a generic looking site, nothing too fancy about the website, as you can see. So this is when you start talking about installing a theme, optimizing your site, and structuring your site, doing SEO and the rest. But that's the story for another day. I hope this video has been helpful so far. If it has, give me a thumbs up. Have a nice day and I love you guys. Bye.